It is the day of December 2020. Good afternoon to you wherever you are, and welcome to Pan African Television. We're streaming live in our studios at Belenque, Swanika Street of Accra. We're live across 32 African countries via satellite, and of course live on Facebook at Pan African Television. My name is Ivan Bance Abana. Let's take a look at our headlines for today. Now, Ghana Water Company says government's free water package ends on December 31st. And also, minority in parliament protest over the Techiman South parliamentary seats yesterday. And still to come, the general public shares their views about 2020 and expectation for 2021. And in business today, rice shortage, permits issued to poultry farmers for imports. Ola Bini's trial. We'll bring you extensive details on this news. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Many thanks for still staying with us. My name is Ivan Bance Abana. Let's do some local stories. Now, about 50 minority members of parliament have embarked on a peaceful walk to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission to submit a petition over the Techiman South parliamentary seat. Now, according to them, they have in their possession all the pink sheets that shows that the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for the constituency won the seat. However, the protest was obstructed by the police, denying them access to the Electoral Commission's headquarters. Now, there's a full report on what happened. Stay with us.
The march started at the forecourt of the Parliament House with all the protesters in black and singing patriotic songs. Getting to the Parliament roundabout, the police mounted a barricade preventing the members of Parliament from going ahead with the protest.
What we are not happy about, that's all about Techiman South. That's all. We are not doing a demonstration. We are not doing anything. We are just doing a presentation. They are blocking us. That we should. I mean, we shouldn't go to the ECF. I don't know what is happening there. We are members of Parliament. We represent our people. Let's ask that this is what they want. They want to know the truth in Techiman South. Our new Trinity presents a petition. My dear, we are not doing anything negative. We walked here. It is not a demonstration.
It's a very bizarre, sad state of our democracy. For the first time, you have members of parliament, an institution that is protected by law, an institution that is a brilliant, the protectionist of our democracy, being treated like, some ordinary people, being treated like our democracy. We protect the tenets of our sovereignty. We protect the electoral process, we protect the sanctity of the electoral process, and protect the will of the people. And this is one singular act that is most significant. And we thought that the Electoral Commission at this point will stand up and just be truthful to themselves and be honest to themselves and own up to the work that they have done and receive the petition from the minority in parliament. We were not coming to war. We were bringing a petition. All we needed was an officer of the Electoral Commission to receive the petition. You saw how the police have acted. They have acted so unprofessional.
Coming in their hundreds of thousands, try to stop them. They will sweep you away. And that is where our country is getting to. If that is what they want, we will get there. And you will see the collective strength of the people. That you will never sit down and allow you to steal their mandate. Never in the annals. To the last man, the last drop of our
So we have been joined on phone lines by Adib Sani, who happens to be a security expert. Adib Sani, if you can hear me, good afternoon for joining us, and thanks for joining us. Hello, Adib. Hello, Adib Sani.
Yes.
Yes, if you can hear me, good afternoon and many thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon. My pleasure.
To the office or the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, and largely we have seen the NDC supporters also, as it were, getting on the streets to also protest to get the EC to do their bidding. In your position, would you say it is right in their position to get to the street to do what they are doing?
Well, is within the whole process and would need answers. And what the peace means has to be adopted surely the way to go. Hence, I think there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the minority walking or marching to the Electoral Commission to, as it were, submit their petition. However, my only challenge had to do with the heckling. With some MPs trying to go beyond the security perimeter, stopping them. But of the greatest shock to me with respect to all that is going on is the recent election market, which I think is a derivative of duty, and of course, the highest level and about anything, commending and congratulating the EC for the manner in which the voting was done. I mean, I wouldn't have actually had the opportunity to vote, but I realized the queues were very shortened. In some cases, you go to the polling station, there are no queues at all, and the process was so free-flowing. And I commended them. But generally, I think that the EC, based on this context and the very unfortunate, and trust me, it has a tendency of creating more animosity towards the Electoral Commission, and more people would be motivated to come out. You see, information is very key, even in a relationship. If you don't communicate with your spouse well, there is, the tendency of conflict happening. Okay, so I expected that I need to explain the fact of the matter. The thing is so simple. The people are protesting because they don't just, it's not because they don't just, they just feel like protesting, but it's based on certain fundamental issues. And one of it, the very core of it, is the human staff. On what basis did you declare? As simple as that. So why is there anything else going on TV? Come out, show us, okay, this is what is causing all the problem. This is one of these. Is this still, important? The laws of the country is respected. However, the security personnel should also strike themselves to the effect that protests could happen without recourse to the law at any time, anywhere, and the possibility of violence very high. So they also need to put certain, deploy certain mechanisms and protocols to prevent these from becoming violent.
Right, Adi. Now, finally, before I let you go, as a security expert, like I intimated earlier on, yesterday, minority walked to Parliament, to the head office of the Electoral Commission to present their petition to them. As a security expert or analyst, what picture does this paint to you? Do you feel or think that our democracy is threatened by what we saw yesterday? Minority members of Parliament being stopped by the police from presenting their petition to the Electoral Commission. Is our democracy threatened?
Well, I mean, it was unfortunate. I wouldn't say that democracy is threatened by that, but what is rather threatening our democracy is the posture of the EC. It is not helping. They are not helping matters. Okay. The police, they are just doing their work. I'm sure they had orders from above. Okay. But to put, a stop to all that is going on, the issues have to be addressed. That doesn't help. Maybe in the interim, it will just put people when they come back. What do we do? Address the fundamental issues, which is quite straightforward. And it's of particular specificity to the Techiman staff thing. So I don't know why EC is making it look, coming out with the, information for all to see is like going to the moon and back. Right. I don't know why they are acting this way. It defies logic. I mean, it's dangerous for the country.
Right. All right. Thank you very much, Adib Sani, for your time. Well, we have been speaking to Adib Sani, who is a security expert. Well, he makes the point that the actions of the Electoral Commission is a recipe for disaster, and that could threaten our democracy. Now let's do some other stories. Now, a member of parliament for the Bolin-Katanga constituency, Dominic Akurtiga Ayen, has contended that the just ended 2020 general election is the most flawed in the Fourth Republic. Now, reacting to the entire electoral process on Pan-African Television Talk Time, the legal practitioner disclosed to host Kwesi Pratt Jr. that the many irregularities, abuse of incumbency, and the unprecedented inconsistencies in the Electoral Commission's results premises his submission on the matter.
Political spectrum, we tended to agree that the elections were not fairly conducted. But Kwesi, I think that this particular election is probably the most flawed election that I've ever witnessed in my adult life in the Fourth Republic. And I'm saying this from the point of view of someone who was deeply involved in the process, who himself was, had a vested interest because I was a candidate in the election. I've seen an election in which incumbency has been so abysmally abused that you can basically say that the incumbent was on a vote buying spree. And I remember you mentioned the European observers, the report that they issued. They said vote buying was rampant, and I witnessed that firsthand in my constituency. Motorbikes were parked under trees, pickups were parked under trees. Voters were being called from the queue and being given 50 cedis, 100 cedis to go and vote for the MPP candidate. Okay, this happened. I mean, I have witnesses. It's not that I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it. So my general observation is that this election, I think, was the most flawed election in the history of the Fourth Republic. And I think I watched you a little bit on your program this morning when you pointed out
been to the National Democratic Congress following their numerous protests and pressures to get a commission to
may amount to self-defeatism, if for nothing at least close to over 6 million, right? Am I right?
More than 6 million.
Over 6 million people in this country have confidence in NDC. So for NDC to say it will boycott, I am of let NDC tackle the EC at all levels.
Let's do some more stories. Now, Member of Parliament-elect of the West Central constituency in the Upper West region, Abdul Rashid Pelpo, has indicated that the National Democratic Congress is not afraid to go to court over the results of the just-ended presidential and parliamentary elections, which the NDC considers flawed. Now, speaking on Good Morning Africa show on Pan-African Television, the politician stated that the party is conducting forensic audit to the declared results by the EC and will proceed to court shortly.
In order to go to court, you said it, you must have evidence. You must have evidence against something. That you said that, John must say that the Electoral Commission has said this. I'm coming to court on basis of that. We don't know the figure the Electoral Commission has finally pronounced on. Number two, when an election is over, you have up to 31st December to go to court.
After gazetted.
After it has been gazetted, you then collect all the evidence that you think will help your case and go to court. You don't rush to court and go and say what? If you cheat me and I know you have cheated me and I don't have a proof, I can only speak with emotions.
Yeah.
I can't go to court. So those who are saying go to court, be patient. Going to court is not something NDC is afraid of. We have
that 31st December 2020 marks the end of the government's directive to the Ghana Water Company Limited to serve Ghanaians with free water as part of measures to curb the rapid spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Customers of Ghana Water Company Limited must please note that from hence, the payment of water bill will be the responsibility of the customer. The Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources and the management of the Ghana Water Company Limited therefore wish to inform consumers and the general public that the last meter reading for the month of December 2020 officially ends free water delivery, the statement added. Meanwhile, customers who owed the Water Company Limited will be disconnected again until their debts are cleared. Landlords, water vendors can also revert to their old way of doing business with their customers. It would be recalled that President Akufo-Addo, in his fifth address to the nation, declared that Ghanaians will enjoy free water for 3 months, April, May and June. This package was later on extended by the Sanitation Minister, Cecilia Dakar.
Still on our local front. Now, 2020 has been an eventful year with the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic and a host of elections controversies. The Pan-African Television News was on the streets of Accra to find out from the general public assessment to 2020, their preparation for the Christmas festivities and their expectations for
The COVID-19 has slowed business this year. The year hasn't been very fruitful, but so far, as we have life, we hope next year will be a successful year. We will manage. The Christmas season will be manageable. We don't have enough money, but all the same, we'll manage. We'll manage the little we have to make it enjoyable. In 2021, my prayer is that God gives me life and health. Where there is life, there is hope. Because if you have all the wealth but you lose your life, you've gained nothing. prevail. The year hasn't been great, but God always knows what He's doing. The pandemic has slowed business for us. We as hairdressers, people are always scared to come to us to fix their hair because of the fear of the pandemic.
The election made it look some way. All my expectations and what I was looking up to, I couldn't meet those expectations in the rest, all because of this COVID. God being so good, so far so good.
Get your son out of here.
All is well. Well, it's going to be fine as always.
You like everything that's happening?
Yeah, what I look forward to 2021 is all the expectations and the plans for this year which didn't go through. Just pray that 2021 will be a good year.
Now let's do some health stories. Now in our health segment today, we take a critical look at insomnia, a condition that brings sleep distress to many.
Insomnia is a sleep disorder in which you have trouble falling or staying asleep. The condition can be short-term, that's acute, or can last a long time, that's chronic. Acute insomnia lasts for one night to a few weeks. Insomnia is chronic when it happens at least 3 nights a week for 3 months or more. There are 2 types of insomnia, which are primary and secondary. Primary insomnia means your sleep problems aren't linked to any health condition or problem. Secondary insomnia therefore means you have trouble sleeping because of a health condition like asthma, depression, and cancer or heartburns, pain, medication, or substance use, likely alcohol. Causes of primary insomnia include stress-related events like a job loss or change, the death of a loved one, divorce, or moving things around like noise, light, or temperature. Changes to your sleep schedule like jet lag, a new shift at work, or bad habits you picked up when you had other sleep problems. Other sleep disorders are sleep apnea or restless legs syndrome. Insomnia affects women more than men and older people more than younger ones. Young and middle-aged African Americans have also a higher risk. Its symptoms are sleepiness during the day, fatigue, grumpiness, problems with concentration or memory. Some of insomnia preventions are good sleep habits. Go to sleep at the same time each night and get up at the same time each morning. Try not to take naps during the day because they may make you less sleepy at night. Don't use phones or e-books before bed. Their light can make it harder to fall. Try not to work out close to bedtime because it may make it hard to fall asleep. Experts suggest exercising at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. Don't eat a heavy meal late in the day, but a light snack before bedtime may help you sleep. Make your bedroom comfortable, dark, quiet, and not too warm or too cold. If light is a problem, use a sleeping mask to cover up sounds. Try earplugs, a fan, or a white noise